you're funny.
Like I said. Do you like my tail?
Like I said, we're back again for another installment of Iron Rage. I'm here with Lee Priest, and today's topic is photo shoots. We've all done them. Lee, you've done probably more photo shoots in the history of bodybuilding than most bodybuilders have done. But yet today, there's no more contracted photo shoots because there's really no magazines. And there's really no reason to hire these expensive photographers to take these amazing pictures. Everyone's got a cell phone and a selfie stick, and they take their own pictures. They put them on Instagram. Lee, why has the art form of photography disappeared essentially today? I think Lee's a mute today. He's being mute.
Don't be rude. I'm doing that for our deaf listeners, you asshole. I'm trying to be considerate.
Well, you know, Lee, you have those flowers behind you. I didn't even realize that you bought your wife flowers every week. That's very considerate.
Every week, yeah.
You must be one son of a bitch during the week to have to buy her flowers every week.
No. I'm just thoughtful, Dave. But I was being thoughtful because if we sit here talking, the deaf people can't hear us. So I was going to try and write really fast what we're saying right now.
Oh, you're going to do subtitles. I got you. Okay.
Yeah, but now, we don't. I don't know if they really do many like they used to. I remember Chris Lund. We always used to go in the Metroflex gym and stuff, and back then with Chris Lund, people used to say they were fake weights, but no, Chris Lund would make you use the real heavy weights. That's why a couple of bodybuilders got injured lifting the heavy weights and stuff. Right. I remember doing would have been about a week out from one of the shows. He wanted me to squat 6 plates, which I did. But you know what it's like, Dave. You're sort of depleted. You feel like shit. Yeah. You're covered in oil. He wants to do squats with a shirt off, which I never understood why, because that's a leg exercise. No one's looking at your upper body, really. So you're covered in oil. You got the bar on your back, and it's like, it's just not a normal squat. It's go down. Now stop there. Stop. Drop another inch. Okay. Now come back up 2 inches. Hold it there. Now go back down an inch. It's like, what the fuck? I used to just tell him, look, I'm going to do the exercise. You just photograph it as I'm going up and down, because even dumbbells, you'd be like, hold it here. Bring them down an inch. Now bring them back up an inch. Now back down. It's like, doing that type of shit was hard, especially with the real weights. So people always be like, oh, they're fake. But no, Chris Lund always made you use the real weights. I think the only time towards the end, I think Robert Reese sometimes for Muscle and Fitness would have some of those aluminum. So I'll say aluminum for America. If I say aluminium, you're like, what are you saying? So, but he'd have those ones with the big dumbbells that look like 150 pounds and they weighed like probably 30 pounds. Yeah, but majority of the time, David Paul, we did a lot of good shoots with him because he was good, because he did a lot of artsy stuff outside the gym. Right. And then Irvin Gelb in the day. And some of the best photo shoots I did, I was with Artie Zeller and his little camera around his neck, World Gym. He'll just zip around World Gym and take photos. And then you can't remember. Do you remember now this one? He always used to, won't worry about him. He was always with Artie Zeller. He was always after the girls. Remember Jerry Fredericks? Jerry Frederick, yeah, of course. If that ain't a pedophile or whatever, I don't know what the fuck it is. But,
Jerry did my first photo shoot I was ever in the magazine he shot. So.
That explains a lot then. That just answers that question on what's Jerry.
He had an interesting look on his face all the time, right?
Oh, he had something. He had drool coming out of his mouth.
I don't think I ever met and this is no disrespect, but I've never met a normal photographer, and maybe that's a good thing because they were very creative minded, but they were all a little off, right?
Yeah, well, creative is a nice way to say fucked up, I guess. But remember Steve Neese from Muscle Mag?
He was the weirdest of them all.
He would always go around. If you ever said your arm was 20 inches, he would pull that tape measure out straight away. And I didn't mind because he measured mine and he said, I had a legitimate 21-inch arm and stuff. But there were so many bodybuilders in the gym, he would come in the goals with that tape measure and they would all fuck off the back room. They'd run, yeah, exactly. He'd either make you get on the scale or he would make you, say, let's measure your arm and stuff, and they wouldn't be there. He had those big fucking glasses that you could see the fucking craters on the moon. He was wearing the Hubble telescope on his face. You could fucking
He was like 6'9" too, right?
Yeah, a pretty big guy. Yeah, but he was always an entertaining one, let's just say, to take photos. But Chris Lund was good. Per Bernal, he did a lot of good stuff. He was always there backstage after the contest. I don't know if they still do that, do they? Because even the Olympia, the Arnold Classic, every time you go backstage, you'd have it all set up. So when you come off from posing, you'd go backstage and get some of the best shots ever. But I don't really think you see any more of that now. All, like you said, is just see people with their own camera phones taking photos, and by the time they've edited the photos and do everything else to the photos, you're like, fuck, you didn't look like that the day of the show. Come on.
There's no, that's my point. There's no art anymore of photography. And I was talking to Jeff Saigo before, who shoots a lot of guys, and he's like, guys don't want to pay for it. He goes, look, since the magazines are not contracting these photo shoots anymore, it's up to the athlete to have to really, give the photographer something for their, their time and effort. If I was competing nowadays, I would want pictures, professional pictures of myself. And if I had to pay for them, think about all the money you spend anyway. You might as well spend a few extra bucks, pay a good photographer, out there to shoot you in the best shape of your life, because these are photos that will be immortalized. Believe me, everyone's got a million pictures of themselves for selfies and Instagram and Facebook, but and I might not, and you might not have those selfies type of stuff that we took back in the day, but we have the real photos. So we traded amazing photography that was done on a limited basis for daily photography that's just not high quality. I don't know which is better when you think about it long term.
Well, I have a good friend here, Carl Hensel in Australia. He does photographs. He's the one that used to shoot me in those early photos before I was like 19, 20, before I come to the States, and now he's got back into it. But he's always at a contest. I think he only charges so much at a contest, and he gives you the whole USB stick and that. But he's got a great studio. He does all that really artsy stuff, and not just the posing. It's really good art stuff. And he's always said it's amazing. Some people will lock in a photo shoot with him because he doesn't charge that much. But like you said, when you're in shape, you want to keep these photos. But so many people do a contest, and they think, I'm going to win the contest. And when they get third or fourth, they cancel the photo shoot because they get that pissed off they didn't win. And, there's all these, you're in the best shape of your life and you got nothing to show for it after that because you didn't take any photos. Or you might take a photo of yourself eating pizza at the local pizza shop after the contest and stuff like that. But as far as your conditioning goes, the thing with bodybuilders, you always find this funny. You say, photo shoot, professional photo shoot all day might cost $500 or $600. And you've got those photos forever to do what you want with them, make posters, do whatever, sell if you're popular. But, they'll say, no, that's too much. But, you go to get ready for a contest, how much is that growth hormone? $1,200 a kit. Okay, I'll take 5 of them, take 6 of them. They'll pay any money amount for fucking drugs and shit. But anything like, fucking supplements or fucking photo shoots or that, that's too expensive. I'm not buying that. But they won't question the price of a bottle of Test or a bottle of Decker and crap like that. I'll fucking fork that out. Here's 10 grand for my cycle. Yeah. What, you want $400 to take some photos? Fuck off.
Yeah. Well, I tell people that all the time. I mean, people say to me, I really want to take your training course, but I don't know if I have the money. I said, look, take 2 weeks off of GH. And you could take that money and you can put it towards the training course and you're covered. Now you've taken a training course that will enable you to make money for the rest of your life. So I think people need to prioritize, like you say, what they're doing,
I used to see it, say off the topic, but when I used to volunteer at the shelter for the animals and stuff like that, or sometimes you'd see people on welfare, they'd be like, the kids can't afford to eat, or some people would bring their animals in and drop the animal off saying, I can't afford to feed the cat or dog, and as soon as you see them go outside, they're lighting up cigarettes, and cigarettes here are like $25, $30 a packet. Wow. You can afford cigarettes, but you can't afford cat food and shit, or you can't afford to feed your child, but here, I think that's one of the cheapest packets of cigarettes here in Australia is like $20, and if you're smoking a pack a day or 2 packs a day, that's a lot of money, but you can't put food on the table. There, Lee? I don't know. That's what the government does. They keep increasing the prices of cigarettes because that will make people stop smoking.
Well, it is a smart. Think about it, the government's brilliant. They're like, we'll just tax the shit out of cigarettes. Only the moronic idiots will still buy them, and we'll make money off of the idiots, and then the rest of the people will stop. So we'll save this. It's a great idea. I think the U.S. should do it.
They don't stop, so they keep buying them, and why they're buying more cigarettes, like I said, the young kids and stuff are missing out on food because the parents have to feed their habit. But cigarettes aren't addictive, Dave. They're good for you.
Yeah. Well, now it seems like everyone is switching over to the vape pens. They're vaping the nicotine now. It's the same drug. It's just the delivery system is different.
You ever see someone vaping in the car in front of you? It looks like their fucking engine's on fire. All you see is fucking smoke coming out the fucking window. I'm like, what the fuck's that you see? Like they've got fucking, a little cigarette, you can always smell it, but this vape thing's like a fucking, I think fucking, Geronimo's in front of me sending smoke signals to the fucking whatever. So, fucking hell. But,
Lee, getting back to the pictures, do you think there'll be like a renaissance in the sense that, like, everything goes in cycles? All of a sudden, someone's going to get out there and say, you know what? There's got to be a place like an Instagram for bodybuilding where we make high quality images, creative photography, where people might want to go to look at real bodybuilding, art basically, pictures of the top bodybuilders in the best shape of their life in creative ways, kind of the way David Paul did back in the day.
Yeah, I think they've already got that. It's called Snapchat.
Yeah, that's not real creative photography, man.
Oh, that's where you go for cock shots and dick pics, isn't it? And stuff.
I wouldn't know.
Oh yeah. It would be good, but look, everyone's just out there now, like you said, taking their own photographs of them, or they got somebody else taking their own photographs. Right. But I guess too, because the magazines probably aren't as popular as they used to. But I can't see why websites still wouldn't get a good photographer to beat these contests and get some great shots.
That's what Blackman should turn MD back into like a Playboy for, he should just make it like all, artistic, hardcore, like just photos, no words. It would save him a lot of money probably,
Playboy, that is reference to women there, Dave.
Well, Playgirl. Playgirl.
Yeah, that's better.
But it really is Playboy for the people who read his magazine,
Well, yeah, it would be good, but I don't know. See, here in Australia, I can't remember the last time now. Like, when I go into a news agent, I still do see Muscle and Fitness occasionally and stuff like that, or that Hers magazine. But I can't remember when I last saw an MD magazine here in Australia on the shelves down here. So whether...
We're number one in Barnes & Noble. Number one.
We don't really have Barnes & Noble.
We don't have it either here. I don't know what he's talking about.
I mean, everyone used to go to Barnes & Noble just to sit in a coffee shop and work on their fucking computer. It's like Starbucks. You go in there and it's like fucking 6 dickheads sitting there on their computer like it's their own private office. It's like fucking... I'm just wondering, you looking...
Lee, what would be your recommendation to guys competing nowadays? Like would you recommend after a show setting up photo shoots with people so that you can get pictures? And what do you do with the pictures? Do you just print them out, keep them for yourself? Is there any way you can use these pictures to maybe leverage them to make money, send them to sponsors? I don't know. What's your take on that?
I think so. I would go do, not the hardcore posing shots because they've been done to death, or the training shots. But if you're in shape, I'd go do more outdoorsy stuff. Oh, are you yawning, Dave? Sorry if I'm boring you. It's fucking like 6
I'm sorry. I had 4 hours sleep. I got kids.
Why don't you just... I'll go get some balls and just sit there like this. Just fucking drop the balls in your mouth just to entertain myself. Or Steve would drop his balls in your mouth.
I'm going to send my kids to hang out with you for a couple of weeks. We'll see how well rested you are at 6 in the morning.
I'll be over there for 2 weeks. Send them out.
Yeah, you can hang out with. You can watch them in your hotel room there.
Come back with fucking shaken baby syndrome or something.
You'll want to commit suicide.
But it would be good. Well, nearly everyone these days. How many guys are on the internet now and don't even compete? They're just like YouTubers or influencers, those type of fucking wanks. So, you could just take photographs. If you're in shape, take them, get the artistic stuff, because, everyone's got a web page or they got their Instagram page, so you can promote yourself with good photographs, wherever it be to sponsors and someone like that. So I'd still go out there and get all the great photos done. Like I said, you can be done to death just taking selfies and shit like that. Photographers generally, like you said, do have these weird fucking minds and can come up with these weird ideas, because I don't know how many times I shot with David Paul and almost got arrested because you're going somewhere where it says keep out or you'll be prosecuted and shit like that. Dave's like, don't worry about it, just climb the fence, get on in there.
Those are the best. Like you have some of the best shots with David Paul that I've ever seen, especially when he dressed you up as a priest and you took those priest shots. Those were amazing.
But the best thing was standing out the front talking to people who actually thought I was a priest.
Yeah.
When I was standing on the steps of the church. Well, we did a lot of good ones, and we did some out in the valley somewhere in the big Salt Lake with the Hummer, and when I had my dog, and then went to this old fort thing up in the mountains somewhere, then went downtown LA where the police did turn up at that one. But luckily, when the police turned up, they recognised me because the morning before I was having breakfast at the firehouse and some police there saw me and had a black Dodge Viper. So when we were downtown, they put 2 and 2 together. They saw a bodybuilder Dodge Viper and they came in, and we actually got some good photos with the police as well.
Oh, that's awesome.
In this big warehouse where it said, keep out,
Yeah.
But David
Paul took me to a train station. He wanted to film me like at a train station, and people, I believe it was the cops that came, and they said, you guys can't be here. It's closed. It was a train museum, I think, but they were closed. And we of course jumped the fence like David liked to do. And the cop, and he got into a fight with them, and he was screaming at them. And I'm like, David, let's go, we're gonna get arrested. He's like, I have freedom of this and freedom of that. You know, David, he's all about no law. He's like, no laws at all. And these guys were like, look, we don't want to arrest you. Just get out of here. I'm like, David, come on, let's just go.
Well, you'd see with those photos we did for that coffee book that I'm in and Flex is in and Jay Cutler's in, but he'll drag, there's a couple of photos of Flex, he'll take a fucking big grand piano out into the fucking desert and stuff like that. So you'd always have these weird, good ideas, and I think they come out best when you look back at it now. I still think everyone still talks about that photo of me in the boxing bag that he did. That was in that warehouse downtown and stuff like that. So
I got that one picture of you holding up. It looks like you're holding up the world. You're like leaning over.
Oh yeah.
I used that on the cover of RxMuscle issue number 5 when it was actually a magazine.
That was actually taken out in near Lancaster, where I lived in Palmdale. It's actually this place where they've done a lot of music videos and stuff like that. It's all this place. They have like walls that are just flat white walls, rounded walls, and they have waterfalls that turn on and these pools that fill up with water. Right. So it's just the wall. The wall was just bent like that. So when I bent down and did that, it's actually the sky above me that looks like the world I'm holding up. So
yeah, it was great. It was a great picture. Well, the moral of the story is, I guess, if you're going to be in the best shape of your life, find a great photographer to take some pictures and document it, no matter what it costs. Don't be cheap.
Let's play a picture game for a minute, Dave, just to fill in time so our viewers love this type of stuff because it's not bodybuilding related. Right. I'm going to draw some pictures. You tell me what they are, okay?
This is like the Rorschach ink blot test. It's going to tell a lot about my character.
What's this?
Steve Blackman's asshole.
Oh, it's a water tank. What's this?
Steve Blackman's asshole and his penis.
A light bulb.
Oh.
What's this?
Hawaiian punch.
Oh, okay.
A water jug.
It looks like a Hawaiian punch. You know, the pineapple and everything.
What's this?
Unhappy face.
That's my mum bending over in the toilet to pull her pants up.
How long did it take you to learn that little skit?
That's what I used to do at school and get kicked out of class for.
Oh, I see. Okay. You're
Hold
very.
on. We'll draw one for Steve.
All right.
See if you can guess what this is.
Lee and I are going to go on a $100,000 pyramid.
That's MD Bukaki.
How's the neck going? Any update on that?
What's that?
Any update on your neck? A lot of people have been asking me, when we talked about your conceivable comeback,
When my friend in the States has been talking to someone, so I meant to talk to them at some stem cell place. So I'm either going to talk to them before I get there or when I get over there at the end of this month. So that's the latest on that.
What you should do, someone told me that I should tell you to have a child and then save their cord blood, which has all the stem cells, and then use the stem cells in your neck. So you're basically leveraging...
We know how I am with children, Dave. I don't... I like them and love them, but, not like, in a way, love them like I would fuck them or anything, but, I like them.
That's good.
I care for them, but, just me and kids, it's just,
You'd be a great father.
I prefer dogs. You get a dog, you can leave it outside, you can just let it walk around, but children, I know some days when you wake up, you regret it, you lay there, look at your wife and go...
Never.
Why did I do
know
this?
what? My wife, Amanda, said that Lee would be a great father because he's a child at heart anyway. You got all the toys and everything like that. You'd have like a companion to play with every day.
That's why I got cats. I would be good because I'm a child. The kids will never get to play with the toys because I'd be playing with the toys. So maybe
you have
I
an
can just
excuse
be.
to buy all the toys then. For
I could just be a foster parent.
There you go. You could do
That way I
that.
can That way I could just lock them in the basement and just get money from the government.
And get paid for it too.
I could be like that Fritz guy that had like his whole family in the basement, and you just collect money, and when you're bored you go down, have a little rapey every now and then, and come back upstairs and watch TV. What's going on? Oh, what's that noise down there? Oh, my daughter's had a baby. Let me go back down. Oh, she's a bit young.
Sometimes the show just goes a little too long.
That little 9-year-old's a bit young to finger yet. They have to wait till she gets a bit older. Let them come back upstairs.
I think we should have gone for a
photo
photo shoot.
Rapey. People be like, nah, that's not nice. What's the comments now? Lee, I was raped at a young age. Blah, blah, blah. But so what? I went to Catholic church. If it wasn't for the priest, I wouldn't have had my first sexual experience. Nothing like down there. Nothing like in the fucking Sunday sermon and you're down there behind the pulpit. What's that coming? Oh, that's the coming of Christ. Oh, what's that? Oh, yeah. The good old days of churches, I tell you. Where they gone?
Lee Priest on religion.